Good afternoon. It's Thanksgiving Day, November 26, 2015. I'm going to cook a ribeye on my big green egg. Okay, I use a loop lighter. I love this loop lighter. I really seriously do. I love it. It's so much fun even just to get the coals going. Okay, so this is how I do it. You got your loop lighter plugged in, press the button, stick it down there, just stick it right down there on the coals. For, I don't know, 15-20 seconds or so. I can smell it starting to heat up. We got sparks. We got sparks, okay? Okay, well that's fire. So let's go over here. Let's get this going over here. The really nice thing about this loop lighter thing is you use no charcoal lighter fluid. You don't use anything chemicals. There's no chemicals, you know. No chemicals at all. No chemicals. And of course this is using the Big Green Egg natural lump charcoal. Totally organic. It is hardwood, oak and hickory that has been charred, and it's really no different than cooking on a campfire. You use wood, you chop out in the woods there, and you use it in your campfire. You don't throw lighter fluid on that stuff. Okay. You go touch it up here and there, and then let's go over here. Let's go over here for a minute. You see that? That's flame already. So I have the bottom vent on my Big Green Egg open all the way, 100% open. You want maximum flow, maximum airflow. And I'm going to go right here in the middle. We're going to just nuke it right here in the middle. Okay. So I just kind of touch it up here and there. Look at that. Look at that. You have glowing embers pretty much all around this thing. Okay, so let's just kind of lightly go around and make sure we have hot coals everywhere. And at this point, you know, I didn't time this. It's maybe 3 or 4 minutes or whatever. You know, you compare that to your Kingsford briquettes. It takes 20 minutes for them to fire up and get hot and then cool down or whatever. Okay, now this thing is going. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to close the lid. We got coals, we got coals, we got coals. So I'm going to close the lid down. I'm going to put the grate on. Where's my grate? It's right here. By the way, if any of you use this cast iron grate, you really need to have this grate lifter. Without this grate lifter, that cast iron grate is heavy. It's really, really seriously hard to manage. So here's what you do. Sorry, here you go. This grate lifter is so neat. You take this thing here, you open it up, stick it right down there, turn it 90 degrees, and guess what? You lift your grate right out of there. So easy, so simple. It doesn't matter how hot the grate is. I would not have one of these cast iron grates without this grate lifter, okay? That's just how it is. So that's the grate lifter. Definitely a must if you have the cast iron grate. If you just have the stainless steel grate, you might be able to get away with those little gripper things, but cast iron is way too heavy. Okay. So I'm going to close it down, let it hit 700 degrees. Well, I might do a little interim video, but the goal is 700 degrees and I'll throw my steak on. I'll be back shortly here. By the way, I leave my top vent completely open. When I'm doing any high temperature cooking, you don't need the daisy wheel or anything like that. Just leave that top vent all the way open. You can use the bottom vent if you need to regulate temperature. Alrighty, here we are at 400, well, it was 400, it's climbing awfully damn fast, if you know what I mean. Here's where we are at 400 degrees. We got flame, we got a really, really nice, well-spread charcoal, and we got fire, okay? Okay, so I'm closing it back up, going to 700 degrees. Those flames will be licking the bottom of the grate. I'll show you that. I'm going to close this up. Actually, I took the grate out to show this, and let me tell you something. If you don't have that grate lifter I showed you, good luck getting that grate out. It's going to be really, really hot. You have to have that grate lifter if you're using a cast iron grate. Okay, I'll be back shortly at 700 degrees is what we're going for. Okay, I'm getting the temperature pretty well stabilized at 700. It's still coming up to it, but just so you know, this is what it looks like down underneath here. Okay, that is red hot fire reflection from the coals. Okay, that's fire. But I'm closing it down. Close down the screen, and I'm closing it down maybe halfway or so. Because if you don't watch it, that thing will shoot up to 1,000 degrees if you're not careful. Okay, right now it is 700. So I'm going to stabilize it there, and as soon as it's pretty well stabilized at 700, we'll throw my steak on and we'll go from there. Okay, it is up to 700 degrees now. I'm setting my trusty timer here to 2 minutes. 2 minutes on one side, and then I flip it over to 2 minutes on the other side. So I'm going to do a little bit more because it's got to give me time to get it on the grill. Okay, so there's basically 2 minutes. There is my fire, and bam, there's my steak, my ribeye steak. Closing it down, got 2 minutes to go. Then I flip it over. Okay, buzzer went off. I don't want to overdo it. Okay. 2 minutes on that side, now 2 minutes on this side. Okay. 2 minutes and it comes out, and then I shut off all the vents, let it sit for, you know, 3.5 minutes maybe. I keep overdoing these steaks. 3 to 3.5 minutes. I'll go 3.5 minutes for medium rare. Oh, by the way, did you see those sear marks? I love this cast iron grate. You know, that's how they do it at your big restaurants. Outback, Longhorn Steakhouse, whatever. That's how they cook there. So why not here? You can cook that way right here in your own home. Three and a half minutes. You can cook like this. You can cook their steaks in your own home. Almost there. Okay. Okay, there's 2 minutes on that side. What I do now, I close off the top and, hold on. Sorry about that. I'm taking the camera off, closing off the bottom vent altogether. That shuts down the airflow. And I'm going to give it 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes, okay? And let's just see how it comes out. Coming down to 625, 620. You see the temperature dropping 600. So it's cooking it internally at this point. Give it a couple more minutes and I'll be back. Okay, so it's more than 3 minutes. It's got to be 4.5 minutes because I forgot to put my mitt on here, and when I try to open this thing is really hot, and I, you know, singed my hair on my hands. But that's what it is, okay? And there's my steak. It may be overcooked, but I don't know. I think it's going to be really good. Okay, so here we go. I'll let you know how it turns out. Okay, so here I am. I let this steak sit for what, 5 minutes? Maybe 5 minutes. I'm really hungry. I want to dive into it. Maybe it's 4 minutes, but I don't care. Check out those sear marks. Pretty nice, huh? So I'm going to cut into it, see what we have here. I can already tell it's Okay, so it's not medium rare. As usual, overcook it. Still really good otherwise. I see what counts is the timing after you close down the vents. I could have probably left this in there for at the most 3 minutes, maybe even 2.5 minutes, and it probably would have been a better medium rare. Again, I'm learning. Sorry, I'm eating right now. But again, I'm learning, and next time I have to take it out. Once you close the vents down, take it out. For a steak this thin, maybe 3 minutes max. 2.5 to 3 minutes, and that thing will be, I'm assuming, medium rare anyway. Okay, so it's an ongoing process. I'm going to eat now. Hope you enjoyed this video.